Good evening from here. Warm greetings. I'm happy to have this chance to meet, and it might be nice just to refresh on this fortune to meet from all over the world. If you want to just remind us where you're joining from, it might be nice to see. And this title is an interesting one. At the surface level, we talk about concentration a lot. And today we are having a lot of information, so concentration and attention span get that recognition. But what is interesting in this quote, it raises a different awareness, more about clarity. It's a T.S. Eliot quote. Where is the wisdom we have lost in knowledge? And where is the knowledge we have lost in information? So we may have concentration, but what are we concentrating on? What's the quality? Where's the clarity? And of course, we might have concentration, but this by Peter Drucker said there's nothing so useless as doing effectively that which should not be done at all. So what is the quality, but what is the aim also? So nice to be joined by everywhere, Middle East, Italy. I know we were joined by the US also, and nice to be in this space. Hi to Prashant, and handing over to you.
Thank you. Hello and welcome back. We'll start with a few moments of concentration and clarity. In fact, this hour will be the hour where we experiment with concentration. So to get this clarity, there is nothing better than using the best intellect. And it's a game of a second, just like using new set of glasses. And with this, we can see that everything that happened today happened in a story. And everything that happened in the past, a story. And right now, this gathering, it is also happening in the story. And we are able to come beyond the story. The most important thing when we are beyond the story is that the true self is beyond the story. True self becomes conscious. He realizes that beyond the story is the true family. That is where is the true home, true father, true treasures. In the story, there is nothing. It is an empty world. Story is nice, but story doesn't bring you anything. True self is conscious. And for the true self, it is normal to be invisible, alokik, unearthly. Not made of the stuff story is made of. It is normal to be immortal. He finds himself that invisible observer of everything, witness. And because there is no attachments to anything in the story, there is silent bliss, silent happiness, silent peace, just by being free from the story. He understands his complete independence from the story. Silently understands he is very, very lucky, beyond harm and beyond needs. Just that observer, invisible witness of everything, gross and the subtle. He understands everyone is like this, and that's why all are lucky. The truth itself is immensely beautiful and positive. Truth of everyone is positive. All we have done is use the best intellect, and where does it take us? It takes us right to the top, world of God, world with God. This invisible witness, he knows he is worthy to be loved by God and worthy to have company of God, worthy to belong to God. All that has happened, he has woken up, that's all. When he was not awake, the game was different. Now he has woken up. And when he's awake, he sees in clarity. sees that he has got everything. And everything is just right. Even the story is perfect. His life is perfection. He sees that everyone is perfect. The world is perfect. Self is perfect. Viceless, egoless, sorrowless. Invisible witness. He knows all round perfection. But even the story is perfect. He doesn't need to fight with anything. In fact, he doesn't need anything that is inauspicious. If everything is perfect, he doesn't need to worry about anything. He has no desperations, no disappointments. That's why the truth is positive, beyond belief, that everyone is perfect and forever. This dimension is eternal. They have option to see it upside down. That option is there. But the truth is positive, beautiful, and it is eternal. Every second we are experiencing it, just experiencing it. We as if own it. It becomes easier for us to stay in that experience longer through the cycle. More we experience it, just experiencing this dimension, alokik dimension, we make it possible for others to experience it. As we continue on our journey in the sky, on earth, the invisible witness, he remains the invisible traveler. He remains the invisible prince. Belongs to the King of Kings. That remains the truth always. Invisible. When he does come in the story, he is not to be mixed with anything in the story. He is the observer. Thank you. In our discussion this weekend is on clarity and experiments with concentration. The whole chaos why the world changes and becomes iron aged. At one time it was a golden age, it becomes iron aged. What is the reason? What is the one reason why it becomes iron aged? Do you want to tell?
Clarity, degradation of the soul, Ravan prevails, humans caught in bondage, their own demise, body consciousness, forgetting the true self, Pataputi, intellect, confusion, intellect goes to sleep.
Sure. Even when we are saying stone intellect or ignorance or confusion, what is the one factor that is most significant in this confusion? Which area of confusion matters to us? That creates heaven, changes heaven to hell. One mistake. What is the one mistake that changes heaven into hell?
Vices, identification, thinking with the body, crossing the line, identifying with the foreign world, ego, maya, ignorance, losing true identity, forgetting the father, attachments, thinking drama is real.
Sure. All of these are down the line. Vices come and attachments come, they come down the line. But one big problem, the way we are seeing today, the cause of this big chaos is we not being able to see the future. We cannot see clearly our journey. We cannot see our own exit. We cannot see time properly. Let us see. It is very, very natural, in human beings, to our childhood growth, we on first day we can't see things, the way adults see. In fact, up to the age of 7 months, our world, up to the age of 7 months, our world is two-dimensional. We can't see that there is length, breadth, depth. You can't see the third dimension. So children, they want something from your hand. You put it in the pocket. For them, it has disappeared. They can't think that there is a depth, that it is behind. It is still there. So as age progresses, brain develops, they can see the third dimension. But even up to the age of 4 years, we can't see time clearly. In fact, for them, they live just for today. They can't see tomorrow. They can't plan for tomorrow. It doesn't, as if it doesn't exist for them. If you tell a child, give me your chocolate, I will give you 10 chocolates tomorrow, it is not real for them. That he won't give you. That is the reason their judgment and all has problems. Like, for example, they may go to someone's house, and mother doesn't create attachments, but child creates attachments, and child even starts crying when it is time to go. Why? What happens? And so they go to a house, someone's house. It is nice to come to that house. Then the child cannot see in 1 hour we are going to go. That exit is not clear and not real. Time, mind, even the mother might have told the child, we are there for just an hour, we are going to come back, has told, but when you are there, the exit they cannot grapple with that 1 hour. And if you don't see the exit, what happens? This world they are going to be here forever. They can't see the end, so the end doesn't exist. So this is their world. And now they say this is going to be mine. They deeply believe this. They are given this. This is going to be mine. I'm playing with this toy. It has to be mine. And then suddenly you tell the child, now is the time to go. And go. He has already created so many attachments. It is like painful to live. Mother is not disturbed, but child is disturbed. Disturbed why? Because the time dimension was not clear, and as a result deceived. There was a block. Sometimes there is a visual blind spots. You can't see certain area. In your visual field, there is some area you can't see. But if someone can't see some area, then he will meet with accidents. He's deceived. So here, your exit, you can't see. It is like there is a blind spot, and a very significant blind spot. You can't just see it. It deceives you, takes you in a different direction. That's why change bothers them. In that age, suddenly you take them, they settle down to that idea. And certain personality types, it is the same. They can't see the time dimension that well. They settle down, and suddenly there is a change. Change bothers them in a big way. But children, it is like most children are in this phase. Now let us see human beings. And what has happened to human beings? We come to this planet. We come in the drama. And on one hand, we know, we are not going to be here forever. We see others leaving the body, and it is not but at the same time, we can't see that it is going to happen to me. We can't see our own exit. That is not real to us. Exit is not real. On what ground can we say this? We can say this is the story with everyone. They can't see their own exit. Why? Okay, have you got some evidence to say this? They can't see their own exit. Just like we said, children below a certain age, they can't see. In the same way, all adults, I'm saying, it is a big statement, large majority, I'm talking here 99.99 human beings, we don't see our own exit, even though there is that they attend funerals and they do all these kind of things. They may be even working in the crematorium, but they don't see their own death. Any evidence? Have you got any rational argument to support this? Or is it just a random statement? One evidence is that they all are creating attachments here. They are caught into my, and claiming things. They want to settle down here. They think they want to build fences. And they suddenly are disturbed with the idea of exit. Some doctor gives a diagnosis. They say there is a little surprise and shock and disturbance. That shows us that the exit was not real. And our time dimension is not developed. And this is the story of Ravan. Ravan's big problem is like a childlike. That's all. It is childlike block. He cannot see the time dimension clearly. He cannot see the big picture. Ravan is one with the stone intellect. But then what happens? You are creating these attachments, and the clarity is lost. And once you get into the attachments, cascade of other reactions follow. You are creating, it can be smallest attachment that you create, some broken pot. It creates in you fear of losing it. It is right all in front of you, but you have created an attachment into a world which is not in your control. You are a prince. You are a prince in your home. You are lucky because you got a home, eternal home. You got an eternal family. You are prince there. And you are loved and perfection there everywhere. But this world, physical world, story world is not your world. It's a foreign world and it is not in your control. And you are claiming something there. You are taking support from something that is outside. So there is a fear. There is a feeling of being insecure. And what do you do if you are having insecure? You create more attachments. You create more attachments in that foreign world. And that's why that downward spiral doesn't take long to get into a big mess, into a big web. One leads to the next and then to the next. We often speak of a story, where where one man decides he wants to be a sannyasi. This is obviously in India. So he goes to a mountain, practices meditation, and when he is practicing meditation, one mouse is making noise. So he says, this has to be fixed, this mouse. So he goes to the town to get a cat. Because there is a cat, mouse stops making noise, but the cat is making noise. So he goes to the town again to get a cow. So the cow will give milk and the cat will keep quiet. Cats like milk. So he got a cow now. Now cow needs field to graze. And so his neighbor said, no problem. Here is a field for you to look after. So now he has got a mouse and a cat. He got a cow and a field. And now he has to look after this field also and the cow. So he goes to the town again to get married, so that someone else will help to look after all this household. Life is getting complicated by the minute. This is the story with everyone. Once we have crossed that line, we are complicating our life and we are creating more attachments, and then you collect more things, and then because you have got all these things, you need a place to store them, you have to insure them, and so you have to earn more money to pay for this insurance, and then you have to pay rent for this. Life is complicated, and before long we don't even know where it all started. It all started with this childish intellect. You can't see the exit. That's where it all started. But it doesn't end just, creating, complicated attachments. Someone is breaking your pot that you have collected. Someone has got bigger pot than you, and you now need guns to protect your treasures, and someone is unfair to criticize your achievements. The whole we create demons. That one small mistake, it creates demons, it creates wars, it creates sorrows in the families, it creates hell of heaven. So if you want to see the first mistake, in this discussion, what we are seeing, this childish intellect, not being able to see clearly our journey, that becomes the reason. Very, very innocent. Is not, we are talking here of Ravan. Completely childlike. Children do this, and so we are doing it. It is not bad, just the intellect is having limits. But it creates hell of heaven. But it also means we just need to pay attention to this. There are lots of knowledge and wonderful things, but let us first solve this and clearly understand that we are immortal. See the big map. We have the option to see that big map. That is where this Paras model comes in. You will never regret to play with this, speak about it, look at it, And Paras model, what does it say? It gets this first thing right, that you are immortal. Grapple with immortality. Everyone is immortal. Amar Katha, story of immortality, is the foundation here. Your world is eternal. Play with this, and more you play with this, and the paras become stronger. We have to, just like children become adults, they don't become adults in one day. It is like they see the adults, they see as time progresses, they realize something grows inside them. I remember at a certain age, one lady I was seeing, she was 80 years of age. And one day she showed her photographs of when she was 10, when she was 20, when she was 30, when she was 50. And it was like a huge realization for me. I couldn't stop, being amazed by this. That lady, I thought this is the way I saw her. I thought this at that age, you don't realize this, that at one time she was, 20, and it was as if my time dimension was stretched to realize this. We may have to do this, have exhibits like this, for children, just giving them knowledge of soul. It may not mean much to them. Of course, everything has a value, but this kind of realizations that uh, stretches the intellect, that helps them to. We may have to think of other things, what way we can help children, or giving them exercise. What will happen after 20 years? Which college will you be going? What will happen to you after 20, 30 years? And same thing for us. When Baba speaks of Trikaldarshi Spinda cycle, it is like you are stretching your intellect. You are seeing the bigger map. And it is necessary. If the intellect is made broad, then the rest of the game is easy. With stone intellect, we can't change much. We can be scholars, but we can't be yogi with stone intellect. You want to say anything or add anything?
I wonder if there are any practices that everyone can share, because it could be a nice workshop for the self. For example, just going through like the idea of 84 births and giving the 84 names, or even 10 names, to just get the feeling, whether it's drawing or writing, the idea of these 10 characters which you've been associated with, and the expansion of each one, and seeing you are none of it, and include your own associated role, and just see, just even that much. It's like a stretching, isn't it?
Yes, just the experiment. It is like a acting, play acting, that we play different parts. Yeah, that's true. So now let us create this opportunity, where we are using concentration and seeing this bigger map for ourselves. This shift, and it is helped if we see this physical world as small. Small in size, small in shape. We can make it very, very big, and then it becomes difficult for us to see the bigger map because this world is seen so big. See this whole physical world as very small, small in size, small in time, small in significance. That's why we use the word story. It is a story and it is small in significance. In reality, it is small in significance. But the Ravan within us and the ego within us has made a hype. We feel it is so big, so important. This is everything for Ravan. So we are like using the intellect, making it small. So if we use the language, it is a world of dolls and a world of puppets, get a story, cartoon. If we use those words, they are used to reduce the hype that is created by ego. And it is in our interest. More we reduce it, Ravan also becomes smaller. Ravan absolutely, relies upon the hype of that world of dolls. So at an immediate level, our concentration is just to see that supreme sky. For the next few minutes, if you need to close the eyes, if you need to choose a place which is appropriate, go for a good experiment. Give a priority for this. Not ideally not multitasking during this time. And from the first second, we come to that expanse, region of light. We see it in color, gentle red, golden red. Region beyond, far, far away. We are in this experience continuously. Even as we hear the words, we do not let go of the experience. Understand the importance of this world. It is the home of everyone. Thank you. Giving yourself this aim of this 100% concentration, immersion, even for a short time. In fact, our whole process is totally based on concentration. Just like we say with paras, more you use it, it becomes stronger. Same with concentration. More you play with it, it will become refined. This language, we use the language, this is the world of dolls down below, story. Distraction happens only from the story. Concentration is challenged by the story. And that's why more we make it big, you will be distracted. Because there's always something happening there. It appears so big. But because you say it is a story, it becomes small. So just before the practice also, even like right now, to remind again that that is a world of dolls. And everything that is happening, high drama, low drama, it is all within that world of dolls. It is a story, and it is not my story. It's a story. Stories don't belong to anyone. Even actors, stories don't belong to the actors. They are stories. So let us come back again to our experience. And the continuous aim, light and the color of that home, that experience is continuous. Even as we are hearing the words, we may hear, understand, but if there is any silence, we come in that region of light and color, continuous. It may be more than 2 minutes. So in a second, we are in that world of silence, region of light. We see this is the reality of this. It is not just a meditation experience. This is the home. Home of everyone. No one belongs to that story world. We see the true family in this expanse. They are like living stars. Conscious, living, immortal. Bodiless. That's why their life is simple. There's no expansion, no clutter, not even the body. We are seeing the sky with the living stars. The sky is eternal and these stars are immortal. All these stars, they are totally beyond the story. If they got nothing to do with the story. And if they are beyond the story, it means they are at the moment egoless and sorrowless, viceless, desireless. Zero vice is zero ego. What remains is their life of silent bliss. They exist forever, and their home is forever. Beyond harm, beyond needs. All along, we are seeing this sky, region of light and color. And seeing the sweetness of this home, where everyone is holy, everyone is noble. Forever. This is a region that is eternal, All are immortal. Truth is eternal. This is the home of the family and the Father. At this level, it is totally normal to be incorporeal. Totally normal to be like that point. Normal to be immortal. So also the Supreme Friend. Just a tiny point. Form is like this. But one who is always Paras, holiest and wisest and highest. One who loves you. Friend of the souls. One who stays in this truth forever. All are bodiless and incorporeal. More like a presence. This environment favors the true self. This favors the soul. Environment where everyone is incorporeal, that expands. All are noble. All are worthy of love and happy, viceless. This environment favors the true self. true self becomes conscious. And for him, it is normal to be immortal. This moment, for him, it is normal to be like a tiny, tiny point from that sky. Normal not to need anything from anywhere. More a presence and the witness. He sees himself like the invisible witness. Normal to be so independent from that whole story world. Story is separate, roots are separate. His roots are not from the story. Story is, it has got beginning and end. It is like the world of dolls. Gross. So different. Invisible witness is immortal. He is just an observer. Knows his complete independence. Invisible witness, he understands his eternal bond with this great family. Family of living stars. His eternal bond with the Supreme Friend. Eternal bond. Bond of love and belonging. Silently aware that he is very, very lucky. We are talking about the region of truth and the region of God. Belonging to God and beyond harm and noble and divine family. The eternal prize. Life of joy and love. Life of silent bliss forever. This truth is forever. He has the option to see it upside down. That option is there. But right now, he understands here is this biggest prize. He knows everyone is lucky. All are from the same home. Truth is beautiful. Truth is positive. As we continue on our journey, as the invisible witness continues his journey in the sky, on the earth, he understands, he remains the invisible traveler. He remains that avyakt observer, friend of the souls and a friend of the Father. Thank you. Some nice experiment in concentration and backed by clarity. Let us hear some thoughts from you, if you want to add anything.
Well, I can chip in, but other thoughts I hope, I'm sure, will come. I feel there might be an interesting connection between concentration and open-eyed meditation. And I would be interested to hear your thoughts on that. What I notice is it helps to put the attention on a neutral object as if it kind of anchors the mind. And that neutral object can represent something like the soul world, for example. I mean, it could just be a white cushion. It's just an object, but by anchoring the awareness outside, it's a clean space and it helps my concentration rather than if I close the eyes and then sometimes the concentration for me is less because it's perhaps associated with sleep or shutting down something. I wonder if there's a significance to open-eyed and if you have any thoughts on methods like such as having focus to anchor the mind that may be, yeah, if that makes sense as a question.
Yeah, sure. Different practices, different to try different things.
Yeah, it's nice to experiment, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a few things, what we experimented just now. Few aspects within it. Ordinarily, if the thoughts are about the story, and then you want to create soul consciousness, that becomes difficult because thoughts of the story absolutely favor the ego, which is opposite. Ego is just want to block you from soul consciousness. If you become soul conscious for 1 minute, ego is stopped for 1 minute. So that is a battle inside. Either you are ego conscious or soul conscious. So the thoughts, you are sort of some kind of these cyclical thoughts, random thoughts. They are not innocent. They are there because ego wants them. This is the reason we start from the sky, come to the supreme home. When we are using the word attention, English word attention is very good. We can direct attention where we want. We can, it's just like a torch. You can direct torch wherever you want. And so attention, you can direct it to think about something in front of you, just about what was mentioned, cushion. You can direct your attention there. But you can direct your attention to thinking about another town, where you visited last week. You can think of that town. And goes, you are there. Your attention is there. You're thinking of it. The same way we can direct our attention to the supreme home. It is amazing. It has no limits. It is not limited just to the physical world either. We can, in a second, come to the supreme home. And more you create time there, you come to know more about this. It will become more, you get familiarized. And this experience of the home, it is like you need that space for the bird to fly. Bird cannot fly in a small room. You need that sky. So for the soul to become conscious, that becomes easy in that environment where all our souls, all see you as souls. It becomes normal to be a soul, to be a point. It is normal. Here, when you are in this ego kind of mode, even you are seeing others, your friends are those with the beard and that hat and these fashions. And then you are the point. There is it is not favoring you to become soul conscious. That environment makes it easy to become soul conscious. The soul wakes up. This is the language we used. Mr. Freddy from here, from the story, he is not going to the soul world. If he sees I'm going to the soul world, ego will go there also. And that blocks soul consciousness. So the language used is, you are seeing the home, you are seeing this family, but now the new start. Soul wakes up. And when he is awake, he is seeing this totally new perspective. New start. It is not old you trying to become soul. No. And that's why he is clean. He has no attachments in the story. He just need to maintain that. He is not trying to become free from attachments, trying to become free from vices. He just has need to maintain his viceless and egoless and clean state. Perfection. He starts with perfection.
And what someone commented where the attention goes, that grows. And I mean, this image I found so helpful because it has an anchor and it's a fresh space, and you put the mind in it, and it's like we just need to maintain that. Maybe if I could just clarify in case it was misunderstood, it wasn't to promote having cushion yoga or something, but to have a physical bridge. It could be, and I found it helpful, like a tiny piece of paper, you put it into a sheet of paper and you represent soul with that. I felt as a physical bridge, even this image is a physical bridge, that representation of the soul, you can bring in another. I went to a retreat after this experiment, and that helped me to hold that image as a physical bridge in the mind, like that small piece of paper representing each one as a soul. It kind of could hold it in my mind. I felt my concentration was disproportionately better. So I hope it makes sense what I'm trying to say. It's not that I'm saying you look at a cushion and you just see cushion. These are representing deep things. And I mean, I felt it's changed my focus completely. So I wanted to share that because someone is asking or commenting from the Spanish group. She's saying it's very nice to go up and down, go there, come back, but for me it's very difficult to function here with that awareness. It's not easy to balance the two things. So if you have any comments on that.
Yeah. Maybe after now that we got a break here. So after the break, we'll have more opportunity. We will take the questions.
Yes, that sounds good. Would you like to suggest a reflective question?
The subject of clarity, what is the most important clarity for us? What was the most important obstacle in our journey?
Yeah, so could you repeat?
Yeah, what was the most relevant obstacle in our spiritual journey? And what was the most important clarity?
Sorry, I wasn't concentrating. What is the most important clarity?
Yeah.
Okay, just writing that in the chat. Important clarity. What has been, maybe. Yeah. Okay, so this is in the chat, and everyone knows the routine. Enjoy the rooms. We'll meet you back in just over 10 minutes. Thank you.
The time that we have got, limited time we got, what is the priority? And we might be doing efficiently many things, but should it be done at all? And what is the priority? And the subject of clarity is for this purpose. It is one is to see ourselves, the bigger map, but then we also see, when we are seeing the bigger map, how we are trapped in this Ravan's game. Personally, The self is trapped and the world is trapped. And in such a time, what is the priority? And am I involved in doing things which should not be done at all? That may be a very, then concentration and everything else has value. And as a hobby for the life itself. It starts as concentration, but very soon it becomes your hobby. Yeah, very happy to hear some comments or questions.
And one comment about being from the world of fullness, that's clarity, and then there are no obstacles. The question we had just earlier, it is the comment, it's very nice to go up and down, go there, come back. But for me, it is very difficult to function here with that awareness. It's not easy to balance the two things.
Yeah, you know, all the habits, good habits, bad habits, start somewhere. First day, we will not be soul conscious, in forever. We heard it, and it will not be natural. Old habits are so stubborn. As was said, ego is fighting for its existence, for its life. But we introduce it. We introduce it accurately. And whether it's up or down, that is secondary, but we want to be soul conscious accurately. And once you have experienced it, it will continue to grow. It will continue to become dominant in your life. Whether you are in high drama, low drama, various times, you will continue to find it. It may start as glimpses. It comes and goes. It comes, goes, but its flavor will remain. Ego will continue to become weaker. Every minute you are practicing it, ego will continue to become weaker. That is the victory.
Knowing that each of our heads of Ravan has also his own concept of clarity about what feeds him, and he has his concentration on that. So we do have a kind of a situation. So not to underestimate that, but congratulate, as you say, the practice and coming back to it. It's interesting. I hope it helps, and feel free to follow up. Comment, can we say that concentration is connected with a feeling of love and security? When there is security, there's natural interest, and this interest helps with concentration or holding in that environment longer.
Yeah, all of these, they complement each other. Yeah, that is good. And our aim is to use concentration at a right level. People have concentration in this world. Those who are, even those who are playing sport, they need concentration. Our aim is to use concentration at the right level.
Because it's like when we know the soul is conscious, it's the soul who will feel it from the heart to be in that alokik world and with the Father. Like it's all from the heart. Things are natural. The question is it definitely the soul and not mixed? And then everything will be very clear. No obstacles, as was said. Yeah. Somehow it's helped me in the last couple of days. I don't know how it's come up in the discussion, but to know that it's actually quite a fierce opposition. It sounds strange to say it, but I remember the Hindi word Gango, and I looked it up, and it was quite a strong language. It's like dense, thick, solid, heavy, which is gun, and then gore is dreadful, intense, and extreme. But it's the opposition to this concentration, isn't it? That not to underestimate. And that's why we need these powers. We need as much light as possible. Yeah, it's just a comment.
And I just want to clarify what Sarah is saying. It just extra. What Sarah is saying, the inner war between ego consciousness and soul consciousness is fierce. And not you are trying to become soul conscious, ego is fighting for its survival. These are the words from Baba. The war between Ram and Ravan is fierce, and not to underestimate it. Just we read some Murli here and practice something, and feel we are progressing. No, most of the time it is ego is ruling the life if there is not attention paid. Because ego is not easily accepting the defeat. To know this. And tomorrow we'll see how some extra steps can be taken to shrink ego. Tell your friends, those who want to shrink ego, tell them not to miss tomorrow.
We'll have big numbers.
No, actually, that their ego will be frightened.
We need more clarity then. Yes.
Yes. We need clarity.
No other questions at the moment.
Yeah. So let me come back to our sketch. And our concentration is for victory. We want victory in ourselves. Soul wants to gain victory over Ravan. But we also want a collective victory. Victory for this family of souls. All souls have to come out. That's the game. We want to remove Ravan from the planet. And for this, the most effective is our service through the mind. Most effective. Everything has value. Your words, everything has value. But this is what we are hearing these days in the Avyakt signal also. What is mind doing? In Baba's words, language of the words may stop at the ears. You want to use, well, everything is right. You are talking so logical and so true, but they may stop at the ears. Person doesn't understand maybe, or doesn't want to agree with it. All things can happen. But language of the soul reaches the soul. And in this language of the soul, most important factor, do you want to tell what's the most important factor in the language of the soul? You want to serve your friend, service through the mind. So where do you start? What is the most important factor?
Peace that we're
And even before peace,
purity, love, determination, acknowledging the presence of the angel. Silence, awareness, smriti.
The most important factor is clarity.
Hmm.
If you want to help someone, you need to have the diagnosis. If without diagnosis, I may have lots of love for the patient, but no diagnosis. What do? Sing a song and come back? So you need the 100%. That's the first thing. Clear in 100% light. And in 100% light, you are seeing the other person who is the invisible traveler. Until then, you are seeing the doll. Your focus itself, in that confusion, you are thinking to help the doll. He's being nice and kind, and you are doing charity. But when you are in full clarity, you are understanding that behind that doll script is the real player, and the real player is invisible. He's angelic. The real player is from the family of God, and he is very, very lucky. But right now, he is unconscious. Right now, he is defeated by Ravan. Right now, he is trapped in that web. That is an issue. That's why God himself has to come. He is not come to solve the script of the doll world. He has come to free the invisible brothers. Why his focus is there? Because he operates in full light, in full clarity. And for full clarity, the player needs help, not Cinderella, not Mickey Mouse doesn't need help. The invisible player. An invisible player is confused, he is unconscious, he is trapped, and his enemy is in charge of his life. that has to be addressed. And that is your mission also. Along with God, it is our task. And in this, now you are understanding how precious your time is, how precious your are, your attitude is, your vision is, and you are being conscious. One who is awake can help others become awake. During the time I'm not awake, how can I help anyone else? So more you are connecting this to the larger situation, then it also inspires you to pay attention to the self-effort. You understand what needs to be done, but still we need to pay attention and get it right. Baba uses the word lighthouse. So if you understood, you know the real answer is to help the souls. So what can I do next? Every second you are just awake. You are just awake. That's all. When you are awake, you automatically understand that dimension of the family. You are seeing the greatness of everyone. Not the greatness in the story. You are not saying someone is celebrity somewhere. That is in the world of dolls. But you are seeing the greatness of the invisible brothers. They are angelic. They are viceless, egoless, immortal. They're very lucky. You are seeing this. Clarity was of great value. But then next factor, Baba says, is concentration. If there is concentration with this, Baba says, then the light will reach far. Implied light will be stronger. And stronger light means they will see themselves. If someone has got some food in front of him, but it is in the dark, you shine light and he can see what he has got. So here you are, they all are immortal, they are great, they are noble, they are lucky, but they can't see. There is darkness. You got light, and you have the option to create light for them. So every second, you are just seeing them, seeing that extraordinary truth, alaukic truth. We are seeing the soul's points, which is all true, and it starts the process. But add to this that he is lucky, he is immortal, he is from the family of God, he is very, very lucky. Because that is what that reality is, that is positive world and beautiful world. Everyone is lucky. And this is universal, everyone. You are just seeing this overall, the truth of everyone. That is the lighthouse effect. Every minute you are doing this, experiencing this, you make it easy for others to see themselves. This is global. And we need to work both local as well as global. Distraction will be there. As you are doing this, your attention is in that dimension, alaukic dimension. But when you are doing this, next thing will happen is something will come in the story, some praise, some kind of a high drama, low drama, something will come. Or some thoughts will come, you didn't even expect these thoughts, those thoughts will come. That's the game. You need to use powers to stop that and come back again to your experience. That's where you need to use your concentration. It is not you start it and it will go forever. It will continue to become refined and continue to become stronger. But the game from ego and Maya is going parallel. That will be happening. And you have to win that game. Yeah, let us hear some thoughts from you. We will create some time to experience also.
Yeah. We also have option of a drill. If someone is asking truth and light, will it continue to become the norm to be in truth and light rather than the exception?
Yeah, if we are understanding light with this meaning of truth, ultimately, the Ravan is the only factor that Ravan is a king in darkness. If you remove Ravan, then there is nothing to stop this big family to experience the truth. Satyug, golden age is called Satyug, age of truth.
Remembering this morning, one sister was sharing about near-death experiences, and the realization of many is that life is about staying in their understanding of love, regard for others, like how we treat others, as if this is a big game, as like a test. How much do we stay in this understanding? But there's no real clarity of the soul, so it is so much mixed because it's a practice, isn't it, even with clear knowledge. So, but it's interesting that how we live here is about staying in the highest vision. And first we have to be awake the self to see the separation, not based upon the actions, of course. So if there's clarity and concentration, it's quite magical. Yeah. So yeah, no other comments. Just if you want to share final thoughts.
Yes, let us come in the experience. Maybe more than a minute. So we come to this supreme reality behind the story. And this is the home of the family, father. All are lovely, loving, and lucky. They all are like little stars. This is the world that this is the only world that matters. Because the rest of the world is the world of dolls. It has got a script and episodes come to an end. We are seeing this celestial celebration of the family. What happens in any celebration? There is sense of belonging. Everyone's greatness is seen. Everyone's everyone is worthy of respect. It's an environment of respect and love. Everyone comes with his smartness. So also here, everyone is noble, divine, egoless, viceless, smart. In celebration, there is fullness. That's why they eat more. Here, they experience fullness. They lack nothing. That is what they feel. They are lucky and they miss nothing and they can lose nothing. Very secure. Celebration of the family and the father. Everyone is immensely worthy of love, but they are childlike, so secure that they are 100% innocent. They can afford to be innocent. Carefree, happy. They're childlike and godlike. We are just seeing this extraordinary truth of this big family. And this family is of the souls, humans and beyond. All are good and all are worthy of love. Big family. As we continue our journey, the story continues, and the script, different episodes begin, and that will continue. The celestial celebration goes on forever. Thank you.
You wait a few more moments for those who can stay for Joe from Baghdad. Thank you. We'll meet again tomorrow.
आज बाप दादा सेकंड में फुल स्टॉप अर्थात एकाकार स्थिति का अभ्यास पर अटेंशन खिंचवाना चाहिए।